Statement from Coach, followed by any questions for TJ or Trey King.
So much respect for Coach Dawkins. You know, I was an assistant at Washington when he was head coach at Stanford, and his teams were the toughest teams to prepare for. They were always so organized, so tough, and so detailed. And as we got ready for this game, it took me back to that spot of just the respect I have for him, this program, and what he continues to accomplish. They're a really good team, and they're playing high-level basketball. We were fortunate to come out today to make just enough plays down the stretch to get stops when we needed to, but they deserve a lot of credit. He's done a great job with this team, with this program, and we just feel really fortunate to come out with a win.
Talk about how you guys were able to kind of hang on toward the stretch. They had a 1-point lead, it's like 4-something to go, and you really buckled down. I don't even think they scored until for the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, our guys, a lot of pride in our ability to get stops defensively. Thought we did late. We did a better job guarding the basketball. I think, trying to switch it back and forth, man and zone, just to be disruptive. So our program, we take a lot of pride on being able to get stops, and we were fortunate down the stretch to do that.
And they were 1 of 19 from 3. That didn't help matters. How did your defense impact that?
I think our ball pressure, our disruption, we're able to generate some turnovers, hopefully take away the rhythm, the natural rhythm of their shots. And then there's just such a thing as like some nights guys have an off shooting night. And so I'm sure that was part of it as well because they had some decent looks. So just fortunate, defensively, I think, to have enough pressure to be disruptive and make some of those looks a little tough.
Seemed like in the middle of the first half, you guys kind of went with that trap to kind of maybe confuse them a little bit on the inside, and it really had no answer for you. What was that kind of mentality? What was your thought process of doing that?
Yeah, I think for us, we'll utilize our trap both in the ball screen and then also in the post up, and we do that as a means to, just try to throw the rhythm off, to try to generate turnovers, and we felt like it was a time in the game we needed to really be aggressive. We needed to really, try to be the more aggressive team, try to score off our defense. They're a great defensive ball club, so we were trying to figure out ways to generate stops off our defense.
You guys, UCF shot 1 of 19 from 3, 22 was turnovers, but they still kept it competitive to the end, to the very end, until they went on a scoring drought. What does that say about their team competitiveness and their defense that they played this season?
They're a very, very competitive team. They take the person out of their coach. A lot of toughness, a lot of resolve, just like Coach Dawkins has, just a lot of toughness. And to your point, as you come into this, I look at them in a league where there's a lot of great defensive teams. They might be as good as anybody when it comes down to, their pride that they have, rotations, guarding the basketball. They do a really good job. Certainly Houston has an elite defense, but I think once you get past that, I think, what Coach Dawkins has done here is create a really good defensive team and a team that has a chance to win even when they don't have their best offensive night.
And it's well established that Iowa State has a tremendous fan base, but tonight here in Florida, 1,000+ miles away from Ames, Iowa, there was a good contingent. What did you think about the fan support for your guys tonight?
Yeah, we're really fortunate. Proud of our fans. They travel, they support us. We're really lucky to have that. Credit to our guys, our young men in our program, because they do the right thing, and they're a fun group to pull for. So hopefully our fans take an extra sense of pride and in making those trips and making those sacrifices, and we're extremely grateful for those that made the trip here today.
You know how hard it is to win on the road in this league. Just piggybacking on that, how important was it to have a little bit of fan support there to cheer you on there?
Yeah, it helped us immensely. I mean, you talk about the last 4 minutes of the game, and we felt that energy from our fans when we got stops, when we made big shots or plays to finish the game. We could feel that energy, and we're just really lucky to have fans that care as much as ours do and that support us, certainly at home but also on the road.
On the other end of that, with this being your guys' first time coming down here to play a game, what did you think of UCF's fan support?
It's an awesome environment, terrific college basketball environment. UCF should feel great about all the folks that put together this unbelievable environment. It's a really difficult place to play. You can feel the energy, enthusiasm. You've seen the successes they've had, and they're only going to continue to build on those successes in the future.
Trey, it's always difficult to get wins on the road. How's the team feeling after getting a road dub?
Definitely feeling very good. being in the Big 12, the best conference in the country, winning isn't easy, especially when you're on the road. I'm definitely proud of our guys and how we responded to adversity. There were a few spurts in the game where we were turning the ball over and we weren't really making shots, but, it didn't really deter us and deter our mentality of, being disruptive and still being aggressive. And, especially those last 5 minutes, I think we did a very good job of, staying focused and focusing on getting those stops in the end.
What did UCF do defensively that was so disruptive to you all offensively?
I think they just tried to speed us up. That's one of the things that a lot of teams have tried to do to us lately, especially since the Houston game. Seeing that 10-minute spurt that we had struggling in that first half, I think that a lot of teams kind of took that into their game plan against us to prepare. I think they did a very good job of bringing two to the ball and trying to force us to make quick decisions and speed us up offensively and stuff like that. So,
kind of building off of that, UCF is pretty well known for their size and their shot blocking. How are you guys? You were able to take advantage of that aggressiveness. How are you guys able to kind of force those bigs to step up and clear out the back line for you?
Definitely. As we prepared for this game, it was something that we did talk about. We talked about their athleticism and their big men's ability to, go get balls off the glass and stuff like that. So we definitely did put a little extra emphasis on that as we prepared for these games, throwing in shot fakes and then just, our guys, continuing to be aggressive because even though they do rotate, we had a lot of open cuts on the backside for me and guys like D-Watt and Rob and Hassan on the backside. So we just made sure that we took our time and, threw our shot fakes in there and just let the game come to us.
UCF, like I mentioned before, struggled from shooting from the three and struggled with turnovers. But you guys kind of took a step up late in the second half with 5 minutes left, made them go on that scoring drought. What led you guys to taking that step up?
We call it winning time. One thing that we talk about and something we practice in practice every day is, the last 4 minutes and just, regardless of whether we're up or down or having a good shooting night or a bad shooting night, it's all about getting stops because, that's the name of the game, because at that time, anything can happen. So we really pride ourselves on, continuing to get stops at, those last 4 minutes.
You guys forced 22 turnovers. What do you think it was that you specifically did that helped you create so many turnovers?
Our ball pressure, that's something that we really pride ourselves on. Our hand activity, getting in passing lanes and stuff like that, and just speeding guys up. So especially late when they did start that run, that was one thing Coach TJ talked to us about in the huddle is upping our ball pressure, upping our aggressiveness, and forcing them to turn the ball over and get back to being aggressive on the defensive end like we did in the first half.
How did you handle UCF's pressure when they were full court pressing?
Definitely, it was something that one of our first times seeing it. A lot of teams don't really pick up and press full court like they do. So it was definitely different for us. But I think that we really made sure to stay spaced and just to put guys in position just to make easy passes, just to pass out of it because I think those first 3 or 4 minutes. Our spacing in the press was kind of bad, so we had a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers in transition and stuff like that. So I think once we, kind of settled down and just got to our spots and do what we practiced, we were just fine.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.